Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Felix of Virtual Witchcraft, coming to you live from the pitch here at League 7, ready to present yet another exciting seasonal match. For today's game, we have a grand matchup between Team Pumpkin Snatch and the Avenging Angels, both our top two teams in the season at present. The Avenging Angels at number 1 and Team Pumpkin Snatch at number 2. Today will mark the first loss for one of these teams in an otherwise impeccable record up to date. Who is it going to be? Will the Angels continue in their divine right of conquest, or will Team Pumpkin Snatch come back around to showcase their fury and gain the first place spot? I'm not exactly certain myself. Both teams have showcased incredible, powerful plays on the pitch to date. Dear audience, what do you think? Who do you believe is going to win today's match? Welcome in everyone. Glad to see everyone's pouring on in for another beautiful day of Quidditch. It may be the 5th of July over here in America. However, there are still fireworks yet to be seen on the pitch today. Currently, we are just waiting for both teams to get their displays up and ready and start moving into their match. However, it shouldn't be too long, my dear friends. We will be starting here shortly. Now, I'll go ahead and say, if you haven't already, I'll welcome you on into League 7. If this is your first time catching our stream, welcome. This is a one-of-a-kind league based around the fantastic game of Quidditch Champions. Our players today have fought long and hard on the pitch, many of them over the course of 5 seasons up to date. we do see both of these two teams, if I am not mistaken, are returning for a second season here in Season 5. The Avenging Angels showcasing some incredible and absolutely oppressive gameplay, with Team Pumpkin Snatch also demonstrating some amazing teamwork and aggressive playstyle that we have seen to date with established and new players alike. If you haven't already, please go ahead, like and subscribe on all of our applicable platforms, and if you feel like joining us in the league itself, be sure to join our Discord, the link of which you can find over at league7.gg, our official website. We also do have our own YouTube that we have been getting our videos and VODs put up, and over the upcoming months we should be going in to get some proper editing and formatting set for the platform. But for now, you will find most of our broadcasting here live on Twitch. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to join our Discord, and we have plenty of openings on teams for new players alike. If you haven't gotten into the game or you're returning to the game, I am absolutely certain that we have a place for you. But yes, dear audience, we are going to be moving on to the first match here shortly. The Avenging Angels versus Team Pumpkin Snatch, both of which I am certain will be impeccable. It seems as if we are just going through a few motions on our side. It looks as if Team Pumpkin Snatch is getting in a last-minute scrimmage before the game. Love to see it. Love to see it. In the meantime, I, on my side, am going to continue to get some of the HUDs up and prepare. So, don't go away, dear audience. We will be right back. right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between or otherwise, dear audience, we are about to move into the very first match of Team Pumpkin Snatch versus the Avenging Angels. Place your bets, place your bets. We're about to get into this very shortly. For those of you who haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to join us over in our Discord. Yeah, you can find over at league7.gg, our official website. Currently just waiting on the players to get themselves loaded on up into their match. But we haven't long before that occurs. Today, we are in for a most exciting game. We have the number 1 and number 2 teams facing off against one another in a true showcase of strength, flexibility, and creativity on the pitch today. Audience, what do you think? Who's gonna come out on top? You only have a few more moments before we move into the first match. It looks as if the players are about to load on in here, currently getting the custom matchup set and ready. As we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and take a drink. I myself have a not sponsored cola product. Taking a nice refreshing sip. As you know, I'm going to be shouting my head off here today. Welcome in, Castor Boros. Not sponsored, not sponsored. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Glad to have you guys in for a most fabulous match. I am excited to see what the Angels and Team Pumpkin Snatch have in store for us today. I will say, if I was a betting man, I would put it probably by way of Team Pumpkin Snatch. I know, Avenging Angels, you still have my love, and I must say that you are fantastic on the pitch. However, I have known Team Pumpkin Snatch to be practicing all this past week with regards to preparing for your match. Now, I've seen the Avenging Angels in scrims. I have seen them fighting off many powerful teams. You could very easily make me eat my words. And I invite you, Avenging Angels, to do just that. Of course, when it comes down to the Chaser gameplay, I may yet have to give this over to the Avenging Angels. The Avenging Angels have showcased a superb Chaser coordination on their side, particularly between the Cyrus and your boy Skinny, and of course, not to discount the Seeker gameplay from Rishi. Rishi has always been a dominant top-tier Seeker. However, at the same time, Seeker game, there's plenty of fantastic Seekers over on Team Pumpkin Snatch's team. It's going to be interesting to see who plays what at this time. Audience, any guesses on to what we're going to see? Who's going to play what? $50 rations. We will see, we will see. Any prospective scores that we're thinking of? 50-10, 40-40, 60-30. Come now, dear audience, let's go ahead and make some bets. Put some wagers out. A couple of galleons going back and forth never hurt anyone. We've got our first prospective score, 70-60 by way of the Angels. Interesting, interesting. I must say, do you think that's going to come down to the chaser gameplay, or will it be a seeker difference? Ooh, a bold claim that the seeker diff will be the upset between the two teams. Meanwhile, OTPHJ coming in saying that the chaser gameplay is what's really going to make a difference. Skinny puts a plat on PS. They split snitches. Now that is the kind of anticipation I look for. Tux McCoon versus Rishi Fly will be absolute cinema. It could go either way. She's coming in to say 130 points scored total for one team or for both teams together, I wonder. Looks like the crowd is enjoying the thought. The teams are about to load on into their custom match. It looks as if the teams are finally loading in, just securing their positions at this time. Both teams all together in game one, 130 points total. Jeez, I hope for it. I want to see it as well. And it looks as if both teams are about to be moving into their game. Loading on in to the Weasley Burrow. Cloudy, a most fabulous map if you happen to enjoy a much more ambient environment. But yes, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and otherwise, we are about to move into the very first match between the Avenging Angels versus Team Pumpkin Snatch. And we have a Seeker versus Seeker perspective here for the very first game between Rishi and Tux today. Meanwhile, it looks as if the quaffle is over by way of Team Pumpkin Snatch. Pass it to Teddy Ready. Teddy Ready passes to Cardi. Cardi in possession, but it is stolen. Taken away by the keeper, Wubsy. Passed over to your boy Skinny. Avenging Angels currently in possession. Meanwhile, it looks as if the Avenging Angels, by way of Rishi, has taken an early lead as Alpha Tux is trailing behind for Team Pumpkin Snatch, probably due to a few choice beater and chaser interferences. Meanwhile, Avenging Angels puts the first goal on the board. 10 points from Skinny, giving them an early lead at 1 minute into the match. Meanwhile, it looks as if Tux is still trailing behind on the snitch as we have Rishi encroaching on 75%, dodges a speeding bludger and takes a wide berth away from the enemy goals, ensuring the safety in the event of a hero kick. But it is all for naught. Meanwhile, Rishi comes back on top of the snitch, dodges out of the way of an interfering chaser there. Still encroaching, 85, closer and closer. We have 20-0 at 5 minutes, 13 seconds on the board. Getting closer to the first snitch capture. Alpha Tux is going to have to bring this forward. Teddy Ready looking to close the gap on the chaser core, bringing 10 points to the board. We are at 20-10. Rishi at 99% on the snitch. Just needs to swing in and capture. The bludger comes his way. Is he going to capture? He does! An additional 20 points on the board for the Avenging Angels. We are at 40-10 at 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. What a beautiful capture there Well done, Avenging Angels, taking an early lead, but I Am H20 puts another 10 points on the board via Quaffle game, bringing that lead only to 20 points ahead for the Avenging Angels. Alpha Tux dodging out of the way of the oncoming Flyrish, who is an absolute beast as a beater up on the pitch, having played as Seeker and Chaser in the previous matches to date. An absolutely incredible, versatile player. Meanwhile, Makoon seems to be sending another bludger over by Rishi's way, attempting to put a little more pressure and reduce that snitch lead. Rishi enjoying approximately 15% ahead on the snitch meter. H20 puts another 10 points on the board, bringing the score 40-30. Reducing the lead of the Avenging Angels. We are at 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Will they be able to tear back ahead, tie this game, or even capture the snitch and get the advantage? Between the two Seekers, it looks like Alpha Tux is struggling to keep up. OTPHJ may be in the next match, but we are currently Seeker on Seeker action. H20 brings it to a tie game. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock. Meanwhile, Rishi dodges out of the way of a bludger using a dodge. A good tactic by way of the Seeker game if you have already used your dodge. Meanwhile, Tux is trying to capture back up on this lead, but Rishi is still 20% ahead on the snitch. We'll swap over to Alpha Tux to take a look at it. Beautiful dodge there by Tux. Teddy Ready bringing it forward for the not Avenging Angels, but instead Team Pumpkin Snatch. Team Pumpkin Snatch still on the lead there, but Rishi currently enjoying a high advantage here, at least by 10%. Swinging around the enemy goals, not wanting to take a chance with the enemy Seeker, that is Pumpkin Snatch herself. We are getting closer, folks. Just neck and neck on the snitch. 40-50. The Chaser gameplay looks to be relatively even, keeping one another out. Rishi getting closer and closer. It looks as if Alpha Tux is tearing ahead, though. Will he be able to get on top of the snitch, or is Rishi just waiting for his moment? It looks as if it's getting closer. The Chasers have abandoned Chaser gameplay. Rishi is looking for a dodge here, but Tux might tear ahead. And it looks as if Rishi has captured the snitch. Beautiful capture there. Let's take a look at that one more time. Angels are ahead now, 60-50 with 1 minute 50 seconds left on the board. Angels in possession of the Quaffle. Meanwhile, Rishi is whipping around, hoping to get an early lead on that third snitch, but it looks as if Alpha Tux is taking ahead. Meanwhile, it looks as if Teddy Ready is in possession of the Quaffle, maybe looking for another goal. Sends it on over to Cardi. Cardi sends it to H20, but Ederani tackles and steals, sends it back on over to Wubsy Woo. Wubsy, a beautiful keeper performance here today, sends it on over to your boy Skinny. Meanwhile, it looks as if Alpha Tux takes a knock there, bringing the snitch to an even time. Skinny puts it in. We now ahead at 20 points for the Avenging Angels. Looks as if Rishi is trying to get away from a hero kick and does so. Snitch ahead by way of the Avenging Angels and 20-point lead. The Team Pumpkin Snatch is reducing that lead, though, by another 10 points, 70-60, with 42 seconds left on the board. Will we see them come back here? Rishi, the pressure is on to try and get this third snitch and shut down the match, enjoying a 10% lead there. But Tux is getting closer, looking for a bump, gets the bump. Beautiful play there by way of Tux. Will they be able to secure the snitch here? Whips around Rishi far out away from the snitch, and Tux captures the snitch, brings the game score 70-80 with 13 seconds left on the board. Will Avenging Angels be able to turn this around? I don't think so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the game. first game goes over to Team Pumpkin Snatch with a brilliant last-second snitch capture from Alpha Tux, bringing the score 70-80 and earning Team Pumpkin Snatch a very narrow victory there. I am astonished by that turnaround. Just well done, Team Pumpkin Snatch. Avenging Angels, you brought home a spectacular performance. But again, it looked as if I have to eat my words there, where I said Team Pumpkin Snatch would take the lead with regards to the Seeker gameplay. No, I was absolutely wrong. It looks as if the Avenging Angels had the dominant Seeker play, but it came down to a difference over by Team Pumpkin Snatch with those beautiful goals. Absolutely amazing, stellar gameplay from both sides. Well done, team. Well done. Now, everyone, I do wonder what we are to see in this next match. The Avenging Angels had an incredible lead there, showcased some powerful plays. I think the only thing that really got them in the end was a wrong turn on the snitch. Rishi took a wide berth away, getting a little too close to the goal when the snitch took a tight turn. Alpha Tux was clever enough to stay within the inside of that perimeter, and also got that last minute bump in there. As a Seeker main, I will say it was absolutely fabulous to watch. Going to take a moment here to hydrate. If you haven't already, be sure to do the same, dear audience. It's going to be another exciting match, and I am going to bring it here to you today, of course, from the booth, as your esteemed commentator, ever yours, Felix of Virtual Witchcraft. Now, dear audience, we are just currently waiting with regards to moving on to the second matchup of Team Pumpkin Snatch versus the Avenging Angels. It has been a tight game thus far, which I expect no less from the top two teams. However, this next match could be the make or break point. The Avenging Angels having enjoyed first place thus far, but if they lose this next match, Team Pumpkin Snatch will then bring home the first place victory, and Avenging Angels will be knocked down to second place or even third. Probably second place, now that I think about it, at least by points. Because the difference in points from that last game was only by a margin of 10. A very tight game, which as far as I remember, Avenging Angels were in the lead by a wide margin. Welcome in, Steel. Welcome in. Hopefully you are ready for an absolutely fantastic second match as we are about to move into another match between Team Pumpkin Snatch and the Avenging Angels. Now, of course, everyone, we are being very mindful of our time here. We don't want to take too terribly long, as we wish to avoid the dreaded 41, which, if you don't know, 41-minute mark tends to be the point where the servers refresh themselves. And of course, if you are in a match during this time, it can be absolutely devastating for the momentum of play. But we have approximately 19 minutes before we even have to worry about that. We will be moving into the next match here shortly. It looks as if all players are currently selecting their positions. I do hope everyone has been enjoying themselves thus far. I know I have on my side. It has been incredible to witness these two Titan teams take off against one another to take home the victory. Claire Fetty popping into chat to say, brain cell lock in. Honestly, that's how I've been feeling whenever I've been entering into some of these scrim matches over in Q6 as of recent. Which, if you didn't know, in 2 weeks' time, we should see Q6's World Cup event, by which I do have some information, dear audience. I have been invited to broadcast for your viewing pleasure there today. Well, there, not today. I'm so used to saying today as of recent. But yes, I have humbly taken on the honor of presenting to the Quidditch World Cup over at Q6. But enough of my gab, everyone. We are about to move into the second matchup between Team Pumpkin Snatch and the Avenging Angels. Once more, it looks as if we are entering over at the Weasley Burrow Overcast, an absolutely brilliant, understated map with its subtle umber tones and overcast grays and blues. Very good for contrast when it comes down to spotting the snitch. And of course, today, we are going to take a look with your boy Skinny over on the Avenging Angels and Alpha Tux once more by way of the Team Pumpkin Snatch. Your boy Skinny holding on to the quaffle, sends it on over to Osiris, but Pumpkin Snatch snatches the quaffle out of the air and sends it on home over to Shoni. Shoni in possession, sending it on down to Cardi. Cardi looking for an opening, sends it over, but K. Brilliant keeper play by the keeper K. Skinny back in possession of the quaffle for the Avenging Angels. Meanwhile, it looks as if the Seeker gameplay is even. Alpha Tux and Lysier currently at a 26-27% on the board. Shoni puts home the first goal at 6 minutes 8 seconds in. 10 points over to Team Pumpkin Snatch. I am on the edge of my seat, audience. This has been a tight game thus far, and this is no exception in the second match. Looks as if Skinny is trying to get downfield, but unfortunately, Teddy has gotten the quaffle, looking to put another 10 points on the board. But Kay, with another brilliant save, sends it on over to Kadrega. Kadrega passes it on over to Skinny. Skinny streaking on over to the right-hand side of the pitch. Meanwhile, it looks like Rishi has enjoyed a wide berth as Tux has been knocked down. Unfortunate, but it looks as if the Avenging Angels have lost possession of the quaffle. Team Pumpkin Snatch looking to put another 20 points on the board, trying to overcome the snitch difference. Rishi enjoying 95%. Tux is going to need to get a bump on him if he wants to be able to secure the snitch here. Looks to be going for one. Swings out of the way, but unfortunately gets hit by the beater. That just might be the advantage Rishi needs to capture the snitch here. Rishi secures the catch. 2010, 4 minutes and 41 seconds left on the board. Well done, Rishi. Putting points on the board for the Avenging Angels and securing a 10-point advantage at 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on that clock. Meanwhile, it looks as if the Avenging Angels are trying to do everything in their power to regain possession of the quaffle here. Their defensive gameplay has been superb, but they are going to need to take more aggressive tactics if they are going to want to put any points on the board and secure that lead. Otherwise, if they don't, and they do, your boy Skinny putting 10 points on the board, 30-10 at 4 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Brilliant chaser gameplay from Skinny. Pumpkin Snatch in possession of the quaffle, ready to send it on out. Meanwhile, it looks as if Alpha Tux is actually enjoying a marginal lead. Does take a bump there, but is still ahead by 10% on that snitch meter. We are looking at a tight game here. Alpha Tux looks to try and get a bump on there, but unfortunately misses. Meanwhile, H20 is willing to bring this advantage to a marginal lead at best, putting another 10 points on the board for Team Pumpkin Snatch. We are at 30-20 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock. This is a tight game, everyone. Skinny currently in possession of the quaffle, looking to get some snitch insurance, but Teddy doesn't give him any quarter. Taking the quaffle and sending it on over to H20. H20 currently in possession of the quaffle, streaking around mid-pitch, currently swinging around Skinny. Skinny looking to take the quaffle out of his hands, and does. Beautiful, beautiful tackle there. Let's see that one more time. Absolutely brilliant work there by Skinny. Misses the first tackle, but swings around with the defensive line and back at it. Meanwhile, we are back with Skinny in possession. It looks as if the snitch game is at 75-75. It is getting close here. Skinny not wanting to risk a hero kick at such a vital point in this snitch race. Rishi enjoying a small advantage, but will Tux get the bump to swing this around? Tux taking a wide margin, riding on a Cavalier, trying to use that boost efficiency as best as possible. Ooh, and Landon takes Skinny down on beater play, but it looks like Tux is getting closer to the snitch. Will we see Tux take this home? Oh, but Rishi gets the bump and captures the snitch just before it gets the bounce. Well done, Rishi. Absolutely fantastic. It looks as if they are taking a wide lead here with 30 points advantage by way of the Avenging Angels and 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. There is just enough time for a third snitch. Alpha Tux needing to capture it here and have Team Pumpkin Snatch's chaser team put home at least another 2 quaffle goals before the call of the last whistle. We have seen them turn it around in the last match. Perhaps they are trying to lull the Avenging Angels into a false sense of security. Avenging Angels, do not fall for it if you wish to stay in the running. We are at 21 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Avenging Angels and Team Pumpkin Snatch even on snitch race. Your boy goes for a swing, a dodge and backward shot into goal. Beautiful shot there. Do we have enough time to see that one more time? We do. Capture the very last second of it. That brings a 40-point advantage with 50 seconds left on the clock. Looks as if Team Pumpkin Snatch currently in possession. Looks to put it home, but K saves yet again. Brilliant keeper gameplay. Flyrish keeping up the pressure over on Alpha Tux and the chaser gameplay. Sends a bludger over by Tux's way. We are at 75-75. It looks as if H20's going for another shot, but Skinny steals it away. We're getting closer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a beautiful game regardless of it. It looks as if Alpha Tux falls down at the hands of Ederani. Brilliant work there. Brilliant work. And that is game, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between. Rishi captures the very final snitch there, bringing the final score 80-20. I am so proud of both teams here. What an excellent second match and a turnaround by way of the Avenging Angels, securing a 1-1 game and pushing us into the very first 3-game matchup of the season. Well done, Avenging Angels, and superb work over in the chaser gameplay for Team Pumpkin Snatch. It looks as if they brought it home here today. Brilliant work, everyone. Brilliant work indeed. Now, dear audience, it is going to be a most fantastic third match. However, I would say to either the Avenging Angels or to Team Pumpkin Snatch before we move on into this next match. Be mindful of the clock. We are currently at the 33-minute mark, which means if you begin gameplay now, if you risk going into overtime, or you don't shut down the match before the end of game, you will end up incurring the dreaded 41 restart. So please, be mindful. We are going to be awaiting word from both teams to ensure that if they are willing to wait or if we are going to be moving on into this round 3 performance immediately. The anticipation is building. I must admit, everyone in chat, I was on the edge of my seat for that entire second game. The Avenging Angels did seem to be at even odds with Team Pumpkin Snatch in that first game, but it seems as if they truly locked in for that second match, and it has proven to be a beautiful thing to behold. Kay, you are getting so much love over in the chat for your keeper gameplay, and I could not agree more. That was absolutely stellar. Team Pumpkin Snatch is no slouch when it comes down to their chaser pressure on the keeper, and there were many times where I saw the TPKS coming in with no less than 2 chasers trying to put that pressure on and slip you up, but Kay kept them out. Well done there. Meanwhile, not to disparage the Avenging Angels, Beater and Chaser Core, Flyrish and Edirani, both operating as interference for the Seeker gameplay, giving a wide berth on that snitch for their team. Rishi enjoying that lead, no doubt, up into that match. Now I do see that Team Pumpkin Snatch is preparing to move into their third game. I will remind them that this is 35 minutes on the board right now. Entering in would put you over into the dreaded 41. So please, please keep that in mind if you wish to move into the second round. Or, excuse me, the third round. Skipper coming in saying Angels is such a great team, has a bunch of new players being personally coached and helped by goats. We love to hear that, Skipper. Also, shout out to Skipper, our season president. Been doing so great for this entire 5th season to date. Brilliantly well done. Playing on the pitch and showcasing some angelic might and bringing that wholesome yet fearsome personality to the presidency to date. Thank you to you, Skipper, and to Melanor for making all of this happen. I am so proud of everything the league has become to date. And it does look as if everyone, Team Pumpkin Snatch, is holding off on creating this third match. We are going to be waiting for the 41-minute mark. In the meantime, I'm going to take a moment to grab something on my side and prepare for this third match. So please stick around. We will be moving into the third match here shortly in approximately 5 minutes. So don't go away. We will be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back in. We are about to be moving on into the third match here shortly. Currently, it looks as if the teams are readying themselves on up, preparing for that 41 that is about to pop up in 1 minute. Once that 41-minute mark is over, we will be moving on into the third match between Team Pumpkin Snatch and the Avenging Angels. If you are just tuning in, welcome on in to League 7. We are about to be moving into the third matchup. The first time we have seen a third match in this season of Season 5, Order of the Phoenix. The Avenging Angels and Team Pumpkin Snatch have both secured one win. This next match will determine it all. We are about to see whether or not Team Pumpkin Snatch will be able to upset the Avenging Angels, or if the Avenging Angels will continue their divine right of conquest. It's bound to be a fabulous match, everyone. This is going to be absolutely brilliant to behold. The first match having been decided by a single goal, a single snitch capture, by way of Alpha Tux having squeaked them ahead, bringing that score to just a 10-point lead. However, the Avenging Angels were quick to turn it around in the second match, putting forward a wide berth on that scoreboard, ensuring that their victory was maintained. However, both teams have everything to lose in this next match, as it will indeed be the deciding factor on who brings home the next win. Now, for those of you who haven't already, whilst we are waiting for our teams to enter on in to their matchup, be sure to like and subscribe on all of our platforms, as well as join our League 7 official Discord that you can find on our official website over at league7.gg. You can also find more information about our modest little league here within Quidditch Champions thereof on the official site, as well as some information on some of the names and faces that have helped brought this league to where it is today, as well as more information and up-to-date scheduling for calendars regarding the next matches. Now, we don't currently have any matches set up after this one, so it looks as if this is going to be the first and final of the matches for the 4th of July weekend. And as I've said before, even though it is the 5th of July today, there are still fireworks to be had. And it looks as if we are about to enter on into the third matchup between the Avenging Angels and Team Pumpkin Snatch. We are not deviating away from the usual. We are back in over at the Weasley Burrow, a cloudy, brilliant match, brilliant map, and we are about to begin the third and final matchup between the Avenging Angels and Team Pumpkin Snatch. Who will claim victory over the skies today? Let's find out. Currently on our viewing pleasure, we have Osiris, otherwise known as Edirani, on Chaser for the Avenging Angels, and Alpha Tux having swapped up from Seeker over to Beater. Avenging Angels taking an early lead both with the Quaffle possession and in the Seeker game. However, it looks as if Rishi is getting clonked. Health going down along with that snitch meter, and it looks as if the Avenging Angels have lost majority on the snitch. Kay, currently in possession of the Quaffle, sends it on over to Skinny. Skinny looking for an opening, possibly to send it over to Osiris, or maybe swing on over to the left-hand side to get past Pumpkin Snatch. Pumpkin Snatch currently has two chasers to fend off and steals the quaffle from Skinny. Beautiful keeping gameplay done over there. Let's swap on over to Alpha Tux, who seems to be headlining it over on Rishi. Rishi has just collected themselves and is still at an even matchup at 50-50 on that snitch meter. No goals conceded, and the snitch race is tight at 5 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock. Looks as if we have Cardi in possession and puts home the first goal of the match. 5 minutes, 36 seconds left on the clock at 10 points. Over to Team Pumpkin Snatch, enjoying that lead there, but the snitch is getting close to 75%, and it looks as if both teams are feeling it. Neither of them want to concede any points. Neither of them want to give any quarter for these beaters. Meanwhile, Ederani in possession of the quaffle sends it on over with a quick pass to Skinny. Skinny streaking down the pitch, but it looks as if the Seekers are getting close to that side. He takes the shot anyway, risking the hero kick. That just might be a mistake there, as it looks as if, ooh, Tux puts a beautiful clobber on top of Rishi's head, bringing the snitch meter down and giving Neo the advantage over the snitch. Neo capturing that snitch at 4 minutes, 48 seconds left on the clock. Team Pumpkin Snatch in the lead, 30-0. The Avenging Angels are feeling the pressure now. They're going to need to get possession of this quaffle and put some points on the board, as well as capture this next snitch, or else they risk falling behind and losing this game and the match. Cardi in possession, looking to take another shot on goal, and does! That is another 10 points, bringing the score a strong lead for PKS at 40 points. We have just 4 minutes left on the board there, and it looks as if Rishi is trying to keep as far out of the way of Tux as possible. Meanwhile, we do see Osiris trying to swing on in and put some pressure on the interference chasers that Team Pumpkin Snatch has been sending on out. It looks like Team Pumpkin Snatch just needed to reevaluate their previous matchup and now is showcasing pure, unfettered rage with the bat-like wings beating against the turbulent air. Meanwhile, the Avenging Angels are no slouch, regaining possession of the quaffle, sends it on over to Ederani. Ederani sends it out, but Cardi manages to kick it away. However, it is recollected by your boy Skinny. Ever the quaffle keeper there holds on to the quaffle. Meanwhile, Osiris looking to set up a shot here, maybe a one-timer, but Team Pumpkin Snatch's Team Pumpkin Snatchers, oh god, I am tongue-twisted today. Pumpkin Snatch herself blocking that goal. Sends it on over to Cardi. Cardi in possession of the quaffle. Meanwhile, it looks as if Osiris is trying to put on some pressure there, interfere with the chaser gameplay, and your boy Skinny at midfield with the quaffle, but it looks as if the enemy team, Team Pumpkin Snatch, is currently swinging on over there with their Seekers as well. But it looks as if Rishi has collected themselves and is maintaining a lead on the snitch here. Neo trailing behind by a solid 15%. We are getting closer, everyone in chat. I am Shoni in possession of the quaffle, but Ederani regains possession and holds on to it. Looks as if they're dancing around, not wanting to give any quarter. Alpha Tux looking to get one hit on Rishi here. Otherwise, Rishi is going to get this capture. But Rishi is keeping a wide berth away from the enemy goals and captures the snitch, bringing the scoreboard 20-40 with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock. That is plenty of time to bring home another snitch capture. But Avenging Angels are going to have to put a little more pressure on their Chaser Corps if they are wanting to bring this ahead instead of a tied game. Otherwise, we might yet move into an overtime performance, which for a third match could not be asked for anything better. Prophecy in possession of the quaffle. Sends it to Shoni. Not Prophecy, it was just Shoni. Goodness, it is hard to see from here, everyone, but Shoni recollects the quaffle after it gets knocked away. It's knocked out of their possession once more. Osiris picks it up, starts streaking down on the right-hand side of the pitch, looking to weave in and out of these enemy chasers and Pumpkin Snatch, but loses possession of the Quaffle. Pumpkin Snatch regaining it and sending it on out. However, it looks like it was a short kick. H20 currently in possession of the Quaffle and streaking just past mid-pitch. Meanwhile, and it looks as if the enemy Seeker is having a hard time. Pumpkin Snatch securing a wide lead, and that Snitch Insurance at 50-20. It's looking like this is the last minute of the game. They are going to need a miracle, the Avenging Angels, if they want to secure this win. They are at 75% on that Snitch meter, but it is getting closer and closer towards the end of the game. There may yet not be enough time for them to secure this Snitch and a single goal. Ooh, Skinny gets knocked in the head by a bludger from Tux. Losing possession of the Quaffle, ensuring the safety that comes with Teddy in possession. Sends it on over to Cardi. Cardi looking to put another 10 points on the board, but it is sent to H20. What a capture and what a goal. That brings the scoreboard. 20 seconds left on the clock. Will Avenging Angels turn this around, or is this going to be it at 40-60? Team Pumpkin Snatch currently in the lead and enjoying a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is the game. The third match is complete. Team Pumpkin Snatch has secured 2 wins here today and has upset the previous #1 spot that was the Avenging Angels. Well done, Team Pumpkin Snatch. Well done indeed. My goodness, audience. I could not ask for a more exciting match, and how apropos for our top 2 teams. It looks as if #1 and #2 may have to swap places here, as the Avenging Angels unfortunately carry their first loss, their divine right of conquest marred by the bat-like wings of Team Pumpkin Snatch, smothering them from their victory. But an absolutely brilliant performance all around from each of our players here today. I do hope everyone has enjoyed themselves here. This has been a most exciting match to showcase for all of you here today. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to us here on Twitch. Also do the same for our YouTube page, where we're getting some of our VODs up and edited in time. And if you haven't joined our official Discord, you can find the link to such over at league7.gg, our official website, where you will also be able to keep up to date with all of our going-ons, including upcoming matches and the rosters as they stand today. However, everyone, this looks like it's going to be it for me here today. It has been a most fantastic game. I am so proud of all of you. Well done. Now, unfortunately for me, I will not be able to commentate for next week's match. Instead, if you feel like you would like to give it a shot, please do go ahead and reach on out within our Discord. Submit a ticket. Say that you would like to broadcast for this next weekend's matchup. I will be out of town and thereby will not be able to provide the absolutely brilliant broadcast that I have created so far. But yes, with all of that, thank you everyone for joining on in. My name is Felix of Virtual Witchcraft, signing off.